Welcome back to BikeBeat, where we ride, test, and talk about the machines that move the soul. Today, we're looking at one of the most exciting revivals BMW has dared to make, the 2026 BMW R100 GS. The name alone carries history. The original R100 GS was a pioneer, a bike that defined the word adventure back in the 80s. It was tough, mechanical, and beautifully simple. Now, decades later, BMW brings that legend into the modern era, blending old-school character with new-age engineering. The moment you see it, you recognize the heritage. That tall stance, the boxer engine jutting from each side, the high front fender, and the unmistakable GS posture, it's all there. But look closer, and the 2026 model tells a new story. Everything is cleaner, sharper, and more functional. LED lighting replaces the old round headlamp, the cockpit is dominated by a bright TFT display, and the bodywork blends retro cues with modern aerodynamics. It's not trying to copy the original, it's trying to evolve it. Underneath, the R100 GS packs a 1-liter air and oil-cooled boxer twin that produces around 90 horsepower and close to 100 Nm of torque. It's a DOHC setup, tuned for linear pull and that distinctive low-end rumble that BMW fans adore. You don't chase redlines on this bike, you surf a wave of torque that feels almost endless. Every throttle roll feels deliberate, with just enough mechanical feedback to keep it alive and honest. BMW kept the traditional shaft drive, and it suits the bike perfectly, low maintenance, smooth, and true to its roots. The 6-speed gearbox is slicker than ever, with a light clutch and an optional quickshifter for effortless gear changes both up and down. The frame is a new steel trellis unit using the engine as a stressed member. It's strong, rigid, and tuned for balance. Suspension comes from a fully adjustable 45mm upside-down fork at the front and a single shock at the rear, offering generous travel for mixed surfaces. On the road, the setup feels composed and stable. Off-road, it's surprisingly forgiving. Whether you're carving through twisty tarmac or gliding over loose gravel, the R100 GS gives a sense of control that's instinctive and reassuring. Braking is handled by dual front discs with radial-mounted 4-piston calipers and a single rear disc, all managed by BMW's latest cornering ABS. The system feels natural, strong when you need it, invisible when you don't. The electronics package also includes traction control, selectable ride modes like road, rain, and off-road, and optional cruise control for long-distance comfort. The 8-inch TFT display ties it all together, offering crisp graphics, Bluetooth connectivity, navigation, and customizable layouts. It's easy to use and never distracts from the ride. When you settle into the saddle, you immediately feel the GS DNA. The seat height sits around 860mm, giving a commanding view of the road or trail ahead. The wide handlebar and mid-mounted foot pegs make it easy to switch between seated touring and standing off-road riding. The ergonomics are neutral, comfortable, and designed for long hours in the saddle. The windscreen is adjustable and minimalist, reducing turbulence while preserving that open-air feel. Every control falls naturally to hand. BMW knows how to build a cockpit that just works. Visually, the 2026 R100 GS is a masterclass in balance. It manages to look rugged without being bulky, classic without being dated. The design cues are unmistakably inspired by the late 80s original, the tank lines, the frame geometry, the compact tail, but everything is sculpted, lighter, and more purposeful. BMW offers several colors: alpine white with red seat stitching for the purists, a rally-style yellow-black combo, and a subtle sand gray metallic for those who prefer understatement. The detailing is exquisite: brushed aluminum engine covers, machined triple clamps, discreet GS badging that whispers rather than shouts. On the move, the bike feels alive. At idle, the boxer engine rocks gently from side to side, a signature of the breed. Pull away, and the torque carries you smoothly through the gears. It's not the fastest bike in the world, but it feels unstoppable. The power delivery is thick and linear, ideal for long-distance travel. The sound, deep and mellow, never tires you out. The suspension soaks up rough surfaces with ease, and the low center of gravity makes the bike feel lighter than its 240-kilogram wet weight would suggest. BMW's engineers have mastered the art of making a big bike feel smaller than it is once it's rolling. The R100 GS isn't just about performance, it's about feel. It gives you that analog connection so many modern bikes have lost. You can sense every piston movement, every tire bite, every gear engagement. It's not a bike that isolates you, it communicates. And that's what makes it so rewarding to ride. Whether you're cruising at 120 on the highway or exploring dirt roads in the hills, it feels composed, confident, and charismatic. A practicality hasn't been forgotten either. You get a 20-liter tank for a range of roughly 350 kilometers, USB-C charging ports, integrated mounts for aluminum panniers, and even optional heated grips and seats for cold weather touring. The lighting system is fully LED, including adaptive headlights that follow your lean angle through corners. Small touches like adjustable levers, high-quality switchgear, and clean cable routing show how much attention BMW has paid to detail. Now let's talk money. The expected starting price for the 2026 BMW R 100 GS should be around $15,500 climbing to about $18,000 for the fully equipped model with all the touring and electronic options. That positions it smartly between the compact R9T Scrambler and the big R 1300 GS flagship. It's aimed at riders who want a genuine adventure machine with heritage appeal, but don't need 140 horsepower or a full-size expedition rig. The charm of the R 100 GS lies in its identity. It's not a copy of the past, and it's not pretending to be a hardcore rally weapon. It's a refined middleweight that blends comfort, usability, and history. It's the kind of bike you'd ride across continents, but also down to the cafe on a Sunday morning just to admire it from the window. It connects generations. Riders who owned the original GS will recognize the heartbeat, while new riders will appreciate the simplicity wrapped in sophistication. Everywhere you look, there's purpose. The spoked wheels are tubeless, strong yet classic. The exhaust sits high enough to clear obstacles but low enough to keep the weight centered. The tail rack integrates neatly into the frame, ready for luggage or a duffel. Even the paint finishes have depth and texture, something you notice up close. This isn't mass-produced minimalism, it's crafted modern heritage. On the open road, the R 100 GS feels happiest. The gearbox hums, the boxer purrs, and the wind rushes gently around you. It's one of those bikes that makes you slow down and enjoy the ride. It's not about cornering records or top speed, it's about momentum, rhythm, and freedom. And when the road ends, the GS encourages you to keep going. Switch to off-road mode, stand on the pegs, and let the suspension do its work. It's not a dirt bike, but it will take you places most road bikes won't dare. BMW could have easily made this a styling exercise, but instead, they've built something with real capability and substance. That's why the R 100 GS feels more authentic than most retro-inspired machines. Sure, it has a few trade-offs. It's not the lightest machine, the tall seat might intimidate shorter riders, and as with any BMW, the optional extras can quickly inflate the price. But none of that overshadows what the R 100 GS delivers, a riding experience that feels timeless. It's the rare bike that manages to be both modern and nostalgic, capable and soulful. This is BikeBeat. Thanks for watching, thanks for riding with us, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into BMW's modern classic adventure machine, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and tell us in the comments what color would you choose, and where would you take it first. Until next time, keep your spirit open, your tires dirty, and your heart tuned to the rhythm of the road.